Hi guys, my name is Tommy. If you're watching this, thank you so much for joining me and for coming here today. I am all smiles, but nah, I am very far from this, and I'm so glad I'm doing this video. This is my first video to document my journey on relocation. I don't know when this will be, but this video which I'm doing today is being recorded on the 3rd of March 2021, and I am glad I'm doing this video today because this is exactly about a year that I wanted, or I started this journey. It's been a lot. Okay, let me just do a background check. The first thing I wanted to do to relocate was, my first choice was to relocate to Canada, but as of today doing this video, I don't know which it will be. But you know, when you get to the point that you know whether it happens or not, you are leaving, I'll tell you guys the reason why in another video, but that's not the reason for this video. This video is just for you to see my document, or like for me to document this process. And I would like to do it for me as well, because it's like a personal diary for me. Like, I want to look back and I want to be grateful. I want to think of how I have started. So I made up my mind with my family to relocate like late in 2019, but I didn't take any steps until 2020. Unfortunately, COVID hits a lot, and that was in March. So I like gathered myself to like do the, or to start the process in March with like actively submitting documents, getting this, getting that. As of March 2020, the first thing I wanted to do was to submit my evaluation to West, and I did that in March. Unfortunately, like 2 weeks after I submitted it, everywhere was shut down, like the whole world was on lockdown. I couldn't do anything, and I waited. So fast track to like June, when people were kind of like opening up back, they completed my evaluation and it was done in like less than a month. Guys, that was the beginning of my journey. So if anybody is familiar with the Canadian route and all that, you know that you have to do several things. Number one, I had only a BSc as at the time of application, which was not going to be enough, so I knew I had to do it like a PGD. Along the line in 2020, I did 2 PGDs. The first school was not recognized by West. I had to do another one again in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. Like, most of it thankfully was like online, but we had to go write the exams physically, like when lockdown was lifted and all that. So I was able to do that before the end of 2020. I got my second certificate evaluated by West, thankfully. Funny enough, even though I spent money, but the reality of you getting results, you'll be thankful for it at least. So after the second evaluation was done, my second PGD was done, I was thankful. My husband's West has been pending since July 2020. This is March. Like, it's giving me like a whole lot of headache. I'm being sincere. As of today, I've called everybody I can call. I don't know, it just gets stuck. Every time they send it to the school for verification, they'll tell me that they can't find it. Whereas you tell me they've sent for verification, school will tell me they can't find it. Guys, I have applied 2 times, the normal process via DHL and ATX, and I don't know. I'll do another video hopefully when this thing comes out, and I'll be very glad. But I am frustrated, to be very honest with you, and I am glad I'm documenting this so that people can see how this process is. For some people it's as easy as ABC, but I know everybody has like a story to tell, and I am glad I'm telling my story as well. If it can only just encourage one person, I'll be very glad. So I'm at that point, and the 2 things pending for me to like get to a comfortable cutoff is my husband's West and my IELTS. Guys, I have written IELTS 3 times. The first one, goodness, I was this close. I was just like a mark away from getting like the perfect score. It was my listening that brought me down. I didn't even have an idea of what my IELTS was supposed to really be like. I just went to write. I didn't even read. I didn't do anything. And I got the results, and okay, I found out that it was not so good, but I was like, okay, let me still apply. So it's not so good for me to get a perfect score, and that is why I'm writing IELTS all over again. My husband wrote it once and it like passed in flying colors. Like, it was good, and this guy did not read jack. Second, third IELTS, goodness guys, I read. Is there no YouTube video I did not like? I went everywhere, British Council, all the tests, whatever. I have read everything, IDP, I have written. I don't even know why I'm laughing. I'm just tired of writing the exam, but I am very close to writing the fourth one. The third one I sent for a remark. It's been over 21 working days. They've not gotten back to me. I'm just at this point that let me just write another one. Like, I don't know. At this point, I just don't know. And everything is really frustrating right now. We are still battling with the COVID pandemic, and they are saying Canada might not like want to get new people this year. When I have made up my mind to go, when I've made up my mind to leave, like, you guys can't do this to me right now. But I'll be trying other means. I want to try like UK as well. Maybe I'll go to school in UK, but I really do not want to go to school. So guys, I'm documenting this. This is March 3rd, 2021. Let's see how it goes. By God's grace, I'll be alive to tell my story from beginning till the end. I know it's going to come out. I know it's going to be successful, but let me just say I'm not really prepared for this kind of like journey, but I'm in it already. So I'll do it. So guys, I'll let you know if I'm writing another IELTS. I'll let you know whatever happens. I'll let you know when my husband gets his West. Hopefully, I need to go and pray. Let me just end this video right here. Let me go and pray, because this thing, it is frustrating. It is telling on me. I am just tired. You know when you're tired of things around you and you just want to go to the next level, but even that one, like special prayers. So I'll let you guys know. Like, hey, good morning fam. Okay, just a quick update. I'm going to be including this in all my videos, so I need to document everything. This morning it's 7 a.m. and I'm heading to write my 4th IELTS. Okay, by the time you see this video, it will be too late to say wish me luck, but either way, wish me luck, God's grace, God's favor. And I pray this will be the last one I'll be writing. The other 3 I've written were computer based, but this one is paper based. It's starting for 9 a.m. I was really ill yesterday. I'm just like struggling and pulling myself through, but well, I'm just going in anyway. I tried to revise a bit, coupled with the knowledge I had before, because honestly, IELTS, I don't know what else are you going to write. But then I'm just so excited documenting all this, because I believe all this is for a reason. It's for a good purpose, to encourage someone out there. I'll keep on pushing. I am not giving up. So let me hurry. I need to like quickly go now. It's about 30 minutes drive, hopefully, the venue from my place. So, but I still want to be there in good time. The last thing I need is to be flustered and to start rushing. That's not so good. Okay, so I'll see you guys later, and I'll let you know how it goes. This result hopefully will be like available in like 2 weeks for paper based. So fingers crossed. I'll be patient. I'll wait. Let's see what happens. Bye. Hey guys, hey my people, I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited today. I am really excited. Okay, so I just like remember that I've not done like an update. I can't remember the last video I did, but I know I don't know. I remember I said I was going for my 4th IELTS. I don't know if I came back to tell you how it went. It was terrible. Let me just put it out, that's terrible. I wish I didn't do that test then. I was just rushing and I was not prepared. Someone told me to like write it then, and I decided to write the paper-based IELTS, and it was bad. Okay, so quickly, immediately I checked the results that same day, because I didn't want anybody to discourage me. I booked for another test, my 5th test, my 5th IELTS test with British Council. So if you guys have been writing IELTS, I'm sure you know the difference. My first was with British Council and my last was with British Council. The first one was not so bad. I had 7.5 in listening, 7 in writing, 8 in speaking, 8 in reading. Everything was okay minus my listening. Like 7.5 is a bad score in quotes, especially if you're like my age mates. It's really a bad score, even for almost anybody. From 8, you're comfortable. So that was the major reason why I kept on writing IELTS again, just for the listening part. And you know the way IELTS is, you write one, it will come down. This one is just like a pendulum, like But that listening, I was always struggling. I don't know what happens to me every time I'm in the examination hall writing the listening test. I just blank out at some point. I don't even know the next questions they're asking. So the last one, I felt pretty good, to be honest. You know that kind of exam that you write and in your mind you know that you've done well. It was not like the previous ones. I remember I wrote it on June 17th. I'm here again. Today is June 17, 2021. I am writing my IELTS for the 5th time. I'm writing my 5th IELTS. This time will be the final one, by God's grace. So I'll see you later with the results, by God's grace. Yeah, and that day they even bashed my car. There was a lot of traffic, but I was just like, God, all this, I'm taking it in good faith, blah 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 blah. When the result was not to be released, they didn't really release my result on time. Like first day, second day, 5 days after I'd written the result was not ready. I was like, what kind of juju is this one? I was really panicking. I was like, what happened? My husband said, calm down, maybe they don't even give you an award. I said, which award? They should just release my result. Let me know what is happening. They usually promised 3 days. 7 days I had not seen my result. I had to call them. They now said there was like a kind of glitch or whatever, but that I should check back in like 24 hours. It will be there. Guys, I checked back. That was like my best IELTS so far, but not still what I wanted. My listening was 8, my reading was 8.5, my speaking was 8, and my writing was 7. 7.5 would have been okay, but writing is like, so I just left it at that. My reading was like very high. I didn't even need that very high score. I wanted that for listening, but it was okay. I just told myself at some point, told me this is it, don't write anything again. What else will I write? Like, guys, what else will I write? Mind you, I've been studying for French. I've been learning French. Je suis Nigerian. Je m'appelle Tommy. J'habite à Lagos au Nigeria. Je parlais anglais et français. What else do I know in French? So I'm learning French and I'm actually enjoying it because I was planning to write TEF. Anything to like get my marks up, guys. I wanted to do it, and guess what? That's why I'm doing this update. I was just sitting down on my own. I was going through a difficult time. I was in and out of the hospital, my kids, myself, and all that. And I just saw an email from IRCC, like, check your inbox, blah, blah, blah. Long story cut short, I got like a nomination from Ontario that they've selected me because of my score, and that they want to give me like a provincial nomination, meaning like a province is like trying to offer you like almost a free pass, that you don't need to struggle for scores. So that's like the summary, guys, from Ontario. Okay, so this is exactly a week after I got it that I'm doing this video. I'm in the process of compiling my documents. By God's grace, fingers crossed, it's not final yet. You still have to submit your documents, they go through it, and if they feel you're good to go, then you get the automatic provincial nomination certificate, which gives you like extra 600 points in the express entry pool. So you guys, you know, I was panicking. I'll be 35 in December. This is August. I'll be 35 in December, and with your birthdays, with every birthday comes a reduction of points. And I was like, what will I even really do? As I went, I got this nomination certificate from Ontario. My score was 458, which is a miracle. I've not even gotten to 460. I was aiming for 470 something. It's been a struggle. I joined the pool with 382 with my low IELTS score and my BSc. I did a PGD. I have done a master's. My husband's ECA, or for his education, right now till now we are not claiming any points because it has just been one issue or the other. And I was just like, what is wrong? Why is the devil like this? But he did his IELTS once. Goodness, that guy passed, and he passed very well, and he didn't read jack. I mean, that I've been reading since. I've written it 5 times. But anyway, let's just leave that part. Whatever, I don't even try to look into okay the struggles. My own is on the big picture. Let me celebrate. So guys, please start rejoicing for me. Though you guys will not see this video until when everything is done, but I'm just trying to document it for everybody, even for myself. This is like a personal diary for me, so that I'll look back after some years and I'll be so grateful. Like, God has been amazing. Like, anybody that tells me that this God doesn't exist, oh goodness, just trust him. So many things I was anxious, I was worrying myself about. So like I said, fingers crossed, I am in the process of getting my documents together, which is quite a lot. I'll put it together, I'll submit my application. By God's grace, my nomination will come through and they'll give me the certificate, which gives me 600 points to stay in the pool. So when the ITA comes, I'll be chilling. I've told myself I'm not going to put myself on that. No, I mean, there, that point where you're so depressed, like if this thing does not come. Guys, I have adjusted myself. I'll share another video. Like, I just wanted to do things. I've been so energetic, I've been doing so many things. I renovated my parlor. My husband said, why we are moving? I said, don't worry, let me do these things that I can do, so that it takes my mind off this thing. When it comes to the glory of God. So let me just share this with you guys. You will see this video soon, by God's grace, at the appointed time. So till then, a bientôt. Au revoir. Guys, this Canada matter is not easy at all. Okay, I'll be giving timelines. I've not made a video in a long time, and I'm very happy I'm doing this, because this will make me remember timelines and major things rather than me just racking my head to remember them. Today is December 16, and for those that know how the Canada immigration works, in July I wrote my IELTS in June and I got a band 8. I got like 8 in listening, 8.5 in reading, 8 in speaking, and 7 in writing, which gave me a band 8. I was looking at even writing it again. That was my 5th IELTS. Not that my IELTS results have been bad, but I always wanted like the max, like the maximum you can get in listening is 8.5, which gives you very high scores. Maximum for writing is 7.5. So I was aiming for 0.5 in those two, but I wrote the exam again and I was there. Luckily, with that result, by July 27th to be precise, the Ontario province sent me an invitation to apply to their province. So they call it a nomination, NOI, notification of interest. So they first send you that notification of interest if you're interested in coming to their province. So this means that you collate some documents which they will ask you for, whether you're employed or not employed. I applied as self-employed, and long story cut short, after a lot of back and forth, requisition of more documents, filing my tax returns and all that, it was not easy applying as self-employed, to be very honest. I'll go into much details later on. I finally got my nomination. Like, Ontario said, yes, we are satisfied with everything you've said, you are nominating you, and we are going to present you to IRCC, which is the Immigration Board for Canada. I got that November 29th. Like, that was like one of the happiest things ever, like waking up to that email. Right now, as of December 16, this is like a happy or bittersweet thing, because I got that nomination, and nomination means that you're bypassing every other thing. You're not just staying in the pool for FSW. You give you 600 points, which means that automatically when the federal government calls for invitation invitation to apply, you automatically get nominated and invited. Guys, I accepted that nomination immediately. The next thing was for the 600 points to drop into my profile. As I speak with you, I have cried, I have sent emails, I have done everything I think I can do. I have conversed with almost everybody. My 600 points did not drop. I don't know why. Even people that got nominated after me got their 600 points immediately and everything. It's so crazy and like funny. I got the nomination approval letter, I got the certificate, everything. The only difference was that 600 points, and without that 600 points, your points cannot come up, and the draws cannot, they can't invite you. As in, I was heartbroken last week. They did a draw December 10, yes, last week Friday, and almost everybody that I know that were nominated for that PMP got invited to apply. And I was like, God, what is going on? Like, what is going on just now? I was just like sharing a testimony that, okay, I've been nominated. Nomination has come. What happened to my points? I just wanted to like update you guys, because like I said, this is a journey and I'm documenting every bit of it as much as I can. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. I am seriously praying about it after a lot of back and forth from immigration consultants, from people in Canada who called and all that, sending emails. They were like, we should just be patient, that they think it's like a system glitch, that it happens to some people, it has happened in the past to one guy or something like that, that we should just be patient, that we eventually work on it and the points we added, but you just need to be patient. So this Canada story is not for the faint-hearted at all. Updates: half of my friends who have been applying to Canada have moved to the UK. Oh my goodness, I'll do another video another day. Between UK, Canada, why am I dilly-dallying? Why am I dragging my foot on UK? I have strong ties in the UK, which can easily make me say I'm moving to UK, like if I want to move tomorrow. But I don't know why I'm just like stuck on Canada. But if Canada takes too much time, I would also change gear. I'll move to the UK. But let's see how it goes. I'll keep you guys updated. Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. My Canada journey, right? Today is December 23, 2021. It's one day to my birthday, yay! But that's not the major reason I'm doing this video. That's not even the reason I'm doing this video. 2 draws have taken place, and you know how it is. Like, I've been heartbroken. At this point, I'm just like, God, take the wheel. So I don't want to make this video too long. This is my update, guys. If and when everything is done and rectified by God's grace, I'll come back here and I'll update you. I just thought to share with you. I got my nomination. I have a nomination. I have the nomination. I have the letters. I have all the approvals and everything. Just for those 600 points to be added to my express entry profile. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong along the way. I met another lady who has the same issue and we've been communicating. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it feels good to even have someone to share that with you, because when I asked everybody, they were like, they don't know what it is all about, they've never heard of that before and all that, blah blah blah. So it feels good to even know that, okay, we are on this journey, we've been sharing and rubbing minds together, hoping that by God's grace everything is like shutting down in quotes. It's festive season and all that, so nothing much might be done until like early next year. So fingers crossed. Please pray for me. Pray for me, okay? Because I'm sure this video will not come out until when everything is even done. But okay, it's okay. I'll still update you guys. I'll see you in other videos. I'll see you subsequently. Guys, I have a quick update. I am so happy. Oh my goodness, I will try to document this journey as much as possible. This is looking like a reality right now, and I am so grateful to God. Like, I don't owe anything to myself but to God. It's been a miracle all through. So today is February 5th. Yes, and I got my invitation to apply January 19. It's been a long journey from there. I don't know if I shared it, but let me quickly just chip this in. I got my nomination November 29, 2021, and automatically when you get it, you're supposed to have 600 points added to your profile. That was a different hula baloo on its own. Mine was not added immediately. We're sending emails back and forth. I was frustrated. I was very ill. I'm expecting, by the way, I'm sure by the time this video goes out, my baby will be here by God's grace, and I've been very ill in between, so it was a lot on me, plus many other things I had to do. People were getting their ITA back and forth in December. December came, 2 ITAs, I think December 10, December 22nd. I didn't have it. I was like, what is going on? Coincidentally, I'm in a Telegram group where I mentioned what happened, and everybody was like, this does not happen. Automatically, once you get your nomination, By the way, I got nomination from Ontario. I'm going through the PMP route, so I got my nomination and my 600 points were not added. Like, what is going on? So guys, that happened until when finally, don't let me bore you with the back and forth. It was a lot to handle. From November 29, nothing happened. People were getting all their stuff. I was just there. I met another lady and we journeyed together, and we're just like, okay, sending emails to IRC, trying to call. Finally, we got through to the province, Ontario province. After a long time, we asked to delete our former profile, create a new one, so they transferred it. And guys, after we did that, a week after, there was another draw on January 19, and I got my official invitation to apply. So many people have been submitting after then. You do your medicals, you do your police clearance and all that, but guys, like I said, I'm expecting, so I am not being at my best, like my optimal self, so I'm just taking it one step at a time. But I'm very positive that like the next 2 weeks max, I have almost all my documents done already. I've done my police clearance, I'm in the process of doing medicals and all that. I will just submit, and from there, guys, I will update you. I'm so happy. Like, this is like, okay, things are progressing right now, and I know it's not just me. God is at work, so I'll let you guys know how the journey progresses from here. Please pray for me. Like, sorry, yeah, but let's still put it out there. I'm sure by the time this video goes out is when almost everything is settled, even if it takes, God forbid, yeah, but then I can't share it now for privacy reasons and all that. We have to wait to get this thing now. Once I get it, I will start throwing these videos one by one. I can't just wait. I can't wait. And I'm so glad I'm documenting it as well. I want to look back. These are the things that help you in life. I want to look back like, okay, I went through this process and this is how it's all panned out. So yeah, see you guys later. Hey people, good morning, or it's actually afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. This is Tommy. Okay, I just wanted to like drop an update. I'm glad I'm documenting this. Thank God I even remembered. So I'll just try to drop snippets and beats here and there. I'll try not to make this as long as I should make it, but okay, maybe what I'll do is by the time you guys are seeing all those videos, by God's grace, I would like break them down so that it's not too much at a time. I just want to like give as much information as possible and document stuff. So today is April 28th, and yeah, April 28th, 2022. And updates, I had my baby is a month. I had my baby in March 23, so she's over a month. Just in case I didn't drop the fact that I was pregnant with baby number 3, and baby arrived March 23. And well, for you guys seeing this video, I've been processing my permanent residency for Canada, myself and my family. So the update is, I hope I spoke about it. I got ITA January 19. I put in my application. I was supposed to do medicals, but because I was pregnant, I postponed the medicals, and I am kind of happy I did that so that we'll be in sync with every other person's one. I don't want to get the final papers, PPR, and we'll be fighting to put in babies on. So the update is that I applied for medicals. We did our medicals on the 13th of April. That's exactly like 2 weeks ago, and they informed me that it has been sent to IRCC, that is the Canadian Embassy, whatever. And yeah, we did that on the 13th of April. So the medicals involved the family of 5, including my baby, and I'm glad I waited because I didn't want to start doing our own separately. So this way the application will be kind of like processed all together. And on the 8th of April we got the notice to go for our biometrics. That's for only people above 18, so that involved only me and my husband. We did that at the VFS office, and it's in in Lekki. We did that at the VFS office in Lekki, and yeah, Immediately we did that, it was updated. That was done on the 21st of April, and that's been updated. So what is left now is to inform IRCC about the newborn, which I have done. We are working on getting our international passport as well, and doing all those other things. By the time you inform them, they will give you a guideline or a list of everything you're supposed to submit, updated proof of funds, the passport for the baby, international passport, and all those other things, which I'm going to be updating you guys about when I get it. So that's what we are doing now. That's what we are working on now. And yeah, pretty much I'm just hoping that everybody's application comes out at the right time. I really don't want to do my baby's one separately. I'm happy people that got ITA with me, many of them are getting their papers right now, but I'm not so much in a hurry. I'm glad I kind of delayed a bit so that my baby's application can be processed alongside with every other person's one. I don't want to wait for them to approve every other person's one, then we're battling to like sort out baby's one. So that's the update for today. We've done medicals, we've done biometrics, and that's baby over there. She will refuse to sleep here, but I noticed that anytime I put her on the bed just like that on the chair, she will sleep well. And guys, I'm just all about comfort right now. Whatever works for her works for me too. So they're just sleeping pretty. Yeah, Mama is about to wake up. So see you guys later. Hey guys, I just want to update you. Today is July 20, 2022. I know I have missed out on a lot of updates, but at least I tried to. Let me just see the one I can catch up on. I'm so glad. I can't remember the last time I shared something, but anything I do remember, don't worry, by the time I'm doing a comprehensive video, I'll try to put everything. So guys, I mentioned I got my ITA and all that. Today is July 20, 2022. I submitted February 22, 2022. That was like the day of my AOR, because that's the AOR is your acknowledgement of receipt. The day you submit your application, you get an automatic update that your application has been submitted and all that. As I speak currently, 90% of those that we submitted around that time, that we got ITA January 19. I got ITA January 19, by the way. I've gotten their PPR. PPR is like the requests and all that. So they've gotten their PPRs now, and that's like 95% of the journey is done. But for me, I had the baby March 23, and my application kind of like stalled because you have to inform them that you have a baby to add on and all that. So that's where I'm at now. I had the baby, and I just had to wait for them to like also like acknowledge my baby on the long run, to say okay, your baby is part of your family, your baby is like okay, part of you guys and all that. So I did that. I sent it to them. I didn't hear anything for a long time. Trust me, maybe because I have a lot on my plate right now, I didn't kind of panic. I was panicking a little bit, but not as much. People that knew me, lots of people were like questioning, like, oh, my application is being stalled, blah 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 blah. I just like kind of like held on, and finally I got the update yesterday that she's finally been added. Don't even let me get you guys on everything that has gone on. That they requested for a lot of things. Fortunately, we had done medicals. We did medicals on the 13th of April, if I can remember. Yes, we did medicals. She was just like about 3 weeks old exactly. She was really tiny, but we had to go to the hospital together. We all went to the hospital. We did our medicals. They said the medicals was finally passed yesterday as well, July 19th. So that's why I'm giving this update. Our medicals were passed, and she's fine. Everybody is fine, thank God for that. So that's the updates I just wanted to like share with you. If I have any other updates, I'll let you guys know how it is going on, whatever it's going to be required and all that. So we have everything passed. We submitted all the ADR additional requests they wanted, and we are at that stage now. Guys, look at me. I was actually in the bathroom. I didn't even want to do anything. I'm not cleaning anything. I'm letting you guys know how I am. DHL package is here. Oh my god, I don't want to scream. I don't want to let anybody know yet. Nobody knows, of course, nobody knows. So well, I just wanted to guys know because DHL is here. Guys calling me. Good morning. You didn't call me again.
I've been calling you.
So. This is the phone. You called me on this phone?
More than 5 times.
Oh, 809. Nothing. No. Nothing. I didn't.
I think it's not.
It's not. It's maybe it's network. Because I was even waiting. I was actually in the bathroom.
Why is it not connecting? So after I've tried, I have to tell him to come and call.
Thank God, because I thought as much that it was going to be you. That's why I said, okay, let me just. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Guys, it's now I'm seeing my face, like really, I'm really looking at my face now and I'm like, is this how I went out? But anyway, I just showed you, I was like in the bathroom. I've been waiting for this man. He called me like I was on my way. He called me that I was on the way to the house about like 9 a.m. and this is like just 11. So I actually like was trying to do my skincare routine and I kept it on my face and I was like, it's time for me to go wash and like have my bath. I can't keep waiting for this man. I can't keep waiting for this man. And that's when my nanny came to call me that the DHL man had been calling. I don't know why the phone didn't connect or something, and he was like getting impatient and he wanted to go. But guys, I wanted to let you know that yes, our package is here. Our package is here. Let me show you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Today is August 31. I dropped the passports exactly July 29th, so let's just say it's about a month, which is good. I was getting impatient. I was not really impatient, but I got the counterfoil, like that thing. Counterfoil is when IRCC actually alerts you that your passport, everything has been stamped. This is the date or the day you have till to travel and all that. So I got that since August 23rd and I was wondering why my package was not here. I was like, what happened? And well, long story cut short, yellow is here from DHL. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Just a quick one. I've not been feeling myself lately. I've been like so down. I've not been feeling myself lately. I have been so down. Like I've been apprehensive on like what's to come, what's going on. I have 3 kids, I have a baby. How will I take care of them? But oh goodness, I know God has got me. I'll come back to this video to share my testimony. Oh, Jehovah, now you doing? So it comes in, so I think everybody's passport comes in different envelopes. So that's it guys. 1 2 3 4 5, yeah, for every member of the house. So let me just bring out mine. God will help us. That's just it. So can you see Canada? Oh goodness. Because I have my timeline right here and this will just give you a perspective of everything. So please, if you don't mind, this might be a long video. I'll try to keep it as short as I can. I will also include clips of like what I recorded back as when I started the process so that you can see the complete journey. Okay, then another thing I would like to mention is that my timeline does not like apply for everybody. I've had people who have like discussed with me when they knew I immigrated and they were like, okay, how long did it take you? And I told them it took me about 2 years plus, and they were like, oh Tommy, that's so long, that journey is so long, and they get frustrated. No, it doesn't apply like that. For me, number one thing is my age was a factor. So if you're younger, don't even think about it. You might get this faster and like very sharp like that. On that thing, the major thing I would say is, which I will allude it to, is it was just like in the peak of COVID when I made up my mind that I was going to like migrate. Not even, sorry, before COVID, I made up my mind I was going to migrate in August 2019. I just came back from a UK trip and we sat down as a family and we said we're going to migrate for different reasons. We're thinking about it, so we discussed it in 2019. We didn't start taking steps until like December 2019, which was when we were just hearing here and there that there was something called COVID and the coronavirus and all that, but we didn't think of it as anything. The time I now said, okay, let me start, let me do IELTS and all that, let me send my certificates for verification, the world went on lockdown. So of course there was nothing that could be done for months. Nothing was done. So you can imagine the backlog when the whole world was reopening, when Canada was reopening and all that. There was a lot of backlog, and to couple it with all that, my age, like I said, was low, so I had to start doing things that could help me to like increase my score. I'll get into all that right now, because I know some people might be wondering, what is she talking about? Score, age, what's going on here? I'm coming to the ABCs, okay? So let's just take it step by step. Okay, yes, my Canada PR, how I got it. So like I said, I've given a preamble, so I said all that, and I knew I was coming, I knew I wanted to migrate. I'll share another video why I chose Canada over the UK, because people that are close to me were wondering, told me, why Canada? Your mom pretty like lives in the UK. Like UK for you is like going to Ibadan, it's like going to Isaleku. It's like saying, oh, I'm going to visit my mother in her house. So my mom stays there, a lot of family members stay there, cousins, friends. A lot of my friends stay in the UK, a lot of my very good friends. So UK would have been okay for me to self-pedal. Like I would have had it a little bit easier. I'm not thinking of where to get money for rent and all that. It was quite okay for me. And all that. UK, yeah, let me not go into too many details, but UK was going to be quite easier for me. But why Canada? I have reasons for choosing Canada too. That's not the major part of this video. That's not the intention for this video, so let's not go into that. So I chose Canada, and one of the ways in which you can migrate to Canada, there are different ways. One of the most popular ways is the PR route, where Canada offers you to be a permanent resident, almost like a citizen. So you have a lot of perks like a citizen. You don't have to like go like up the ranks and all that. So that was like the most popular way, and that's what I'm talking about, score. I'll leave the link on how you can apply for that. There's something that they call the CRS tool. So you check your score. Your score is matched against you with every other person in the world who is desiring to come into Canada. So whether you're in India, whether you're in Nigeria, whether you're in Ghana, whether you're in Ivory Coast or wherever, whether you're in the US, whether you're in China, everybody has a score. So you drop that application. That application would tell you, or you to tell the Canadian government that you are willing to come into the country. I believe many of us are acquainted with this right now. So you drop your you drop your application, you fill the form online, and that's where you get the score. How do you get to fill that application? There are two things you need to do. You need to like verify your certificate. So first things first, you must be at least like a BSc holder. That is one of the things that makes you eligible to enter into that platform. So you must be a BSc holder. The more your education, the better for you. The younger you are, the better for you. The higher work experience you have, the better for you. So all those things come into play to getting the perfect score that will make the Canadian government invite you. Aside that, there's also something they call the provincial nomination. They're about sorry, don't abuse me, but right now I can't remember how many provinces there are like in Canada, but I know, okay, there's Ontario, there's Alberta, there's Manitoba, there's Saskatchewan, there's New Brunswick, there's Newfoundland, there's Prince Edward Island. Which other one is there? There's Montreal, sorry, there's Quebec, Yes, so these are the major. There's British Columbia. I believe I've touched almost all the prairie regions. I believe I've touched most of the provinces. So once in a while, provinces also like invite you, even though number one thing, you must have submitted to the general federal government of Canada that you're willing to come into their country, because Canada has opened its borders. They want people to come into their country, so you would have applied. So like I said, with your BSc and with, you must write the English test. In Nigeria, you need to write the English test. Some other countries do not need to, but for Nigeria, you need to. So those are the things that would give you the score. So like I said, your age, your work experience, everything would make you have either a low score or a high score. The older you are, the lower your chances. If you also have like family in Canada, that helps you a great deal. Immediate family. So I'm not talking about, okay, whether you have a second cousin from 2 fathers or 2 generations ago. The closer the relationship, the better your chances. So if you have a sister, a brother, easily you have more points accorded to you. So these are all the things you need to. I don't want to go that, we won't live here if we start discussing all that. So I'm just letting you know that that's one of the ways to be, or to becoming a permanent resident in Canada. You submit that form, you click, so once you have that form, you have your BSc verified by West. All this is research, guys. Please just Google. These things are available. I did not use an agent. I did not. I'll be giving like relevant like Instagram platforms that helped me. Nobody knew I was doing this thing. I started following these people on Instagram, bumper to bumper, bumper to bumper. I was following them. I did not pay anybody 1 naira. I'm not saying you can't pay. Some people don't read. Some people don't have the time. I have people that come to my DM that told me, take me through the process. Guys, should I be serious with you? It's not easy. I might not be able to. Like, you can imagine, there's a lot you're juggling. So when people say they don't have the time, sincerely, they don't even have the time. Like, it's like telling me to help you. Like, you just have to do this homework yourself. It's almost impossible for someone to help you. Those that want to be helped, you must be ready to pay for it. So when somebody starts charging you $2,000 and you're shouting, hey, ha ha, it's their time. It's not easy. This thing is like it's a job. You understand? So it might not be easy. So if someone starts, I'm not even ready to even do all that, to start charging anybody, because I sincerely do not have that time. But I'll drop hints. Like, this video I'm doing is because I sat down on YouTube and I watched people that did stuff like this too. Shout out to people like Faye Mark. As at that time, how many years ago, Faye Mark, her name has escaped my mind now. She's also in Ontario. Her name is Tolu. Yeah, is it Tolu Adekeye? Yeah, her name just escaped. I used to watch a lot of her videos. So people like that, Faye Mark, I stalked them sincerely. Like, I was watching everything. So you can do it yourself too. If you have any platform, I'll try to share a little bit of what I have known or what helped me. There are Telegram groups you can join that can help you, and they are free. Do you get it? You can do it yourself. And Instagram helped me a great deal. Shout out to Nigeria to Canada with Linda. Linda is in Calgary, Alberta now. She helped me. Like, you know, when somebody drops every post, and like, I'll try to share as much as I can. Most of the people that I subscribe to or that I follow on Instagram, that every single one of their posts helped me. Because when I started this thing too, I didn't know what was a CRS, what is CRS, what is Express Entry. I didn't have an idea, nothing. But from their regular posts, from sharing what it was, they will give you like abbreviations. Okay, this is what this thing means, this is what West means, and all that. Please guys, I'm not saying this for like, okay, maybe as pride or anything, but sincerely, I might not have that time, because I get quite a number of like comments. Oh, can you take me through? Can you? It might be difficult, but I'll try to share the resources as much as I can. So let's go back to the old board of how I started. So my timeline in March 2020, like I said, I knew that my BSc was not going to be enough. I kept it somewhere. My school was on lockdown. Everywhere was on lockdown. I schooled in Covenant University, and like everywhere was on lockdown. some schools you can easily, so your transcript, you apply to your school that they should send your transcript to West, where they verify your results, just to be sure that the school you went to is authentic, your certificate is authentic, and all that. The Canadian government needs to know. So those are the guys that will tell the Canadian government that, oh, this certificate is authentic and all that. So the body that usually does that, there are so many, there are a few, but the most popular one is called West. So I tried doing that, but the school was on lockdown, so I just kept it. And I knew that my BSc was not going to be enough, so I thought I was just going to do another course. So I applied to a school, Digital Marketing Institute in the UK, and I applied and I did like a 6-month course. All through the lockdown, while people were at home, I was reading. This was in 2020. Long story cut short, this course was not accredited by West. So my BSc, by the time the schools opened up again, Covenant opened and everything, I applied, they sent it to West. I got my verification done in less than a month. Unfortunately, I sent for the second school, this digital marketing that I did. Unfortunately, they came back to me and they said it could not be accepted because the school was not verified, a school in the UK. I was heartbroken, but I was resilient. I kept moving. So I was like, which school was going to help me and all that? Like, so I tried doing a PGD and I applied for a master's at the same time, guys. I was bent. I said because my age as at that time, I was 34. Yes, as at that time, I think I was 34. Yes, in 2020 I was 34, and already at that time my age was already like counting. At 34, once you're like past 30, I'm not saying you can't do it too, don't even look down on yourself at all, but your score starts going down in the express entry pool to become a permanent resident. So I just knew that I had to do everything in my power to increase that score. I remember at the end of 2020 the score was 468 and I missed it. Like, I was already in my head calculating, oh, this is what I can do to have this score, this is what I can do to have this score, blah blah blah. But I was not yet done. I was not yet done as at that time with my course, with my PGD. At the same time, I opened up for, like, I applied for a master's. So I was doing the PGD. I was like, anyone that comes through first, like anyone I can easily do that will just make me have a score. I didn't want to wait. I was like, if I wait and I'll start calculating, oh, when can I do this one? Time is going. So what helped me was that there was a school I did online for masters, and they had like late admission. It was like an online school, masters, and I just opened, I applied for it, and luckily they told me it was going to be, that was in 2020, so they told me that I had till 2021 to finish up the masters, and then I could submit all my stuff and all that. Because they were doing late admission and all that, I was able to apply for it. I put in for the masters, and I was just waiting that, okay, at least by 2021, hopefully by the time we do graduation and everything, I'll quickly send my certificate to West, they'll verify it, and my scores will increase. So like I said, I was doing PGD and masters almost simultaneously, guys. That period was not easy for me because my job, a few people know me, but my job has always been social media, because on social media you have to show up. Like, you have to show up. If you don't show up, yeah, that's it. It was difficult. I tried, like, I would just try to, like, oh my god, what do I do? It was grueling for me, but I just had to keep on moving because I had a goal in mind. I did my PGD, I verified it. Thank God, it came back as good. The school was verified. I wrote IELTS 5 times. In summary, I wrote IELTS 5 times between November 2020 till July 2021. Sorry, June 2021. I kept writing IELTS. Like, at some point I didn't even tell my husband again. Once I said that the score I needed was not favorable, I'll just book for another test. Like, I could not shout. I will cry. I'll just cry for 1 hour. I'll clean my face. I will apply again. By June 2021, thank God, I was able to apply for the masters I said. So I was able to join their late class. We studied for like, or we did for like in a year. We wrote the exam. I verified with West. Sharp. In less than 3 weeks, West responded, and in less than 3 weeks, I got everything. That masters was my turning point. Like, I wouldn't have risen. Thank God I just didn't end with the PGD. The PGD helped, but let's say my score was not like 418 with PGD. I said, this is not going to get me anywhere. Like, what are we talking about? By 2020, end of 2020, I had turned 35. I was 35 by 2020. In 2021, June, July, that was where everything now came. So my master's 2 was verified. I had added my score. I did my last IELTS in June 2021. I added it to my application. At that time, my score was 458 in the pool. The last IELTS, I was so angry. I was like, God, why would I have this kind of score? I wanted a very high score, but I was not getting past what I got. So I just left it. I was like, okay, let's just leave it. So I'd already, like, in the pool, you would have written you would have stated your work experience and everything that you do. And all what I do here, I'm self-employed. I've been a digital content creator for the past 8 years. This is what I've been doing. My company is registered and all that in Nigeria. My bank account is in my registered name. So I had all that, and this was what I was applying as. I was the primary applicant, of course. Well, it was better for me to be the primary applicant because I was younger than my husband, so I had to be the primary applicant. So everything was like that. One day, let me look at my phone again to be sure. So let me just recap. Yes, oh, let me just recap. Okay, I was not looking at my phone. I did digital marketing in March 2020. I did my WES evaluation from Covenant University in June 2020. My first IELTS, sorry, I thought it was even November, was July 23. What's the day? July 20. Oh my God! Today is July 20. My first IELTS was in July 23, 2020, exactly 3 years ago. I started French class. I started French 2 September 2020. Thank God I wrote all those things down. PGD was in November. PGD, I finished it by December, but like I said, it added a little points to me. So I did IELTS again in January 2021. I did it 2 times. In May, I did another one. The previous French class, as at that time, I could not concentrate the one on 2020. 2020 was when there was lockdown and everything. Don't mind me. Instead of me to be doing French, I'll be watching Big Brother. That was the time of Lekon, Erica, and all that. For those that work Big Brother, they understand what I'm talking about. But I had to do something that would take my mind off everything, because I was not just. You can imagine doing French, PGD, Masters, IELTS. I had to be. My kids were there, my family. I had to be creating content again. Oh goodness, guys. Okay, so I started another French class in May of 2021. So I was doing everything simultaneously. PGDO, Masters, French, everything simultaneously. I was just telling myself, Tommy, you can do it. Tommy, you will not break down. Tommy, you can do it. Tommy, you will not break down. Even though I broke down many times, like physically, like, God, I can't do this again. I am tired. I broke down so many times, but I'll give myself the pep talk. I'll continue again. So it was like that. I would rest sometimes, I'll take a break sometimes, and I'll continue. So it was like that. So I did my master's in April 2021. I wrote the exams April 2021. My master's evaluation was in May 2021. 5th attempt of my IELTS was in June 17, 2021, a day before my mom's birthday. Okay, so I just left it. I was like, okay, this IELTS was not even jiving again. I just left it. I was ready to. My mom had a surgery. I did a vlog. So I've been doing this thing for a long time. I did a vlog of how I traveled to London about that time, 2021, to go take care of my mom. She was very ill and she needed to have a surgery. So I was planning to go take care of her. My son too was ill. I had a lot I was juggling. I was in school. I was still doing my French and all that. One day in my mailbox, I just saw one email from Ontario. We are pleased to like give you an NOI. We are pleased to nominate you if you are ready to. I said, are you kidding me? The way I called my husband, he was even so scared. What happened? What happened? What happened? I said, Ontario has nominated us. Not nominate, but they've expressed interest that they want you based on. So there are things that different provinces you can apply to some provinces, but for Ontario, you can't apply. from that express entry profile where you've applied, they will pick you based on your experience. So they do it, they pick French, those that do French, they pick based on different things. So they've been doing it a lot. Even those that have very low scores, they still did it like recently, that they picked a number of people. Even the federal government has been doing that as well. So Ontario does it, federal government too, they do it. So just have your profile, just have it there, you never know. That was what happened to me, guys. That was my story, because I don't know how I would have gotten this thing. So, and on the other hand, I was also applying to schools, because I was also planning to come through school routes. That was also on the table. But when they were telling me all the school whatever, I was like, God, please just do this express entry for me, just do this for me, let them just call me. I was praying about it too. I am a Christian, so I'm not saying everybody is like me or should be like me or whatever, but and one of my friends told me just pray about this thing. So it was like a confirmation for me. There's also a platform I pray on like every morning, and her name is Prophet BC Adamo. That woman has been a blessing to my life. Like, you don't have everything in the world, but the peace, guys. If I tell you I'm not I am a billionaire, not like what I have, but when I know what I have, like, I'm sorry I'm saying this, but not everybody understands how spiritual things work. I'm just saying this because this is my platform and I will say what I believe and all that. So like I said, I joined this woman's platform and we were praying. I used to join from like early 2021 because one of my friends was like, to me, if this is really your desire to relocate, what God told her is that it might be difficult, but if I pray and I persist, the way I will see the miracle. Of course, I was almost losing hope. I was like, what is this babe telling me? My friend stays in the UK. She's not a social media person at all, but Akuna, if you ever watch this video, yes, she told me and all that, and I was like, God, I knew how to be serious. So like I said, there's so many things in the world that like sway you there. Like, we can't have it all, but being with that woman on that platform, Prophet BC Adamo, she's also on Instagram, and we also tag her. Like, if you're a lady, it will help you a great deal, especially if like maybe you stay in Nigeria, wherever you stay. She has a lot of people that join in from different parts of the world. Like, that platform helped me. Like, I have seen miracles. Like, I can say I got it from that platform. I can say it, that one I know. So that helped me. So back to my story. I just got that email like Ontario was ready, so just send your documents and everything. That same month I discovered I was pregnant. A lot was going on, and when I'm pregnant, I am always very ill, very. I always have what they call hyperemesis, when you are like ill from the beginning till the end, like very ill. So but I was managing everything. I was very ill and I had to, oh my God, guys, I was ill, but because I was a primary applicant, I had to do it everything myself. I submitted. I had to go to London to go take care of my mom. My mom that I went to take care of ended up like taking care of me because I was ill. I was just wearing nose mask up and down in London that time in July, August 2021. I was ill. Coming back to Lagos, they were praying that I'll be fine on the trip, and I was all by myself, but I had to come back to Lagos because my husband was in Lagos, my other kids were in Lagos. So I was pregnant with this my beautiful daughter. Yeah, at that time I came back to Lagos. I had like less than 40 days to submit my Ontario nomination. Guys, I was too ill to submit. Shout out to one another. Like, so I joined different groups. Like, that's when I joined like different Telegram groups, and okay guys, what do I do? And like I said, I did all this by myself, no agents. I was clueless, but those groups helped me. Those Telegram groups helped me. I will try to drop the links as much as I can. Those groups will help you. That's why I met so many wonderful people. They were begging me. Some people, if they could come to my house to click that submit button, they would have come. I'm like, oh my God, I will do it. I'll do it. I'll be sleeping. The small strength I have, I'll just drag myself. Okay, scan this document. I'll look for that document, because there are so many things you have to put together. Do you get? So I just summoned the last day. I think what gave me the strength was because I knew it was closing the next day. I submitted. They sent it to me in July. I submitted September. I didn't have strength to do it. I submitted. And because I submitted late, they responded late. So I got my nomination in November 29. So that's when they said, okay, yes, you've been approved. You're Ontario right now. Ontario nominated me, and they told me that I could come into Canada based on the Ontario PMP. I got my ITA January 19, so I had some issues with my profile and all that. I had to delete it, start another one. All those things are very easy. When you're in all those groups, you find those things easy. Just shout, like, just shout. I was like a small child, like a 5-year-old. Guys, what else should I do again? All those kind of things. So back and forth, people were very helpful, very wonderful. If you join those groups, you get all that support. I got my ITA January 19, 2022. When you get the federal, like you get the ITA, you get that mail like, okay, yes, we want you to come into Canada, the federal one. So they tell you to submit all the documents. I submitted all my documents in February 2022. February 22, 2022. I did my medicals after I had my baby. So some people do medicals before. I did mine after. I didn't want to do it while I was pregnant. Though some people were like, you can do it when you're pregnant, but I did not want to. I chose not to, and I'm so happy I did not, because that gave me enough time to stay back in Nigeria. Usually they start counting it for you from when you do your medicals. My medicals was on April 13, 2022. I did my biometrics April 21, 2022. I added my baby to my profile May 12, 2022, because of course my baby was not on the profile before. It was just my husband and my other kids. So I added my baby. So from a family of 4 we moved to a family of 5. So they gave me additional, like they call it ADR. So there are lots of abbreviations and all that. So they gave me ADR June 21. Like, okay, so they acknowledged what I submitted May 12 when I added my baby, and June 21 they said, okay, submit baby's documents. That was another James Bond. I didn't have passport for my baby. Like, I was going, god, oh my god. I stayed in Lagos. I couldn't go to Ikoyi. I went to First Stack. Like, they gave me like how many days to submit my baby's passport and everything. I didn't have passports. Thank god we had done the capturing and everything. We had to do her NIN when she was 3 weeks old. She was a tiny baby, and they're telling my baby to do thumbprints. I was like, how? But finally we were able to do the NIN. We got NIN, we submitted, we applied for Nigerian passport. The issue was not for the passport to come out. We did a lot of things. Passport came out, thank god. We quickly submitted everything. They received okay, so I got all my passports in July 8. I submitted July 11. So all the passports, I now renewed passports for every other family member as well, because all of us, so our passports were expiring. So everybody, I just did everything together. So except for one of my kids. So we received all our passports in July. We submitted on July 11th. We updated our profile, including our medicals. Yesterday was my son's birthday, by the way. I'm going to be dropping a vlog of how I did his birthday in Ontario here. It's a blessing, guys. On July 19, 2022, they just sent the mail. Oh my god, on my son's birthday. Oh my god, that you've passed everything. They even sent, I checked my profile and I saw pass, medicals pass, this one pass. I now got what people call the golden mail, that okay, you can now submit your passports for your COPR. I got that July 25. I submitted to VFS Lagos, that's their office in Lekki. I submitted via DHL. I don't know if DHL still helps you to submit. I submitted July 29, 2022. All this is 2022. VFS acknowledged August 1. So there's something they call counterfoil, like when they generate the visa. I got that August 23, and I received my passport back to me in Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria, August 31, 2022. Yes. So I got everything. I had everything in my hands in August. So I was seeing the timeline, you'll see everything from your profile. So that's how I got my PR, guys. Basically, I tried to shorten it. I didn't want this video to be too long. So that's how I got my PR, and we traveled. So because I knew my baby was still young as at then, I just had a baby. I was not ready to come into Canada immediately. I know the way Canada can be. In Lagos, I had help. In my video where I wrote how I migrated to Canada, that's my relocation vlog. You guys saw my nannies. My nannies were there with me at the airport. Like, I had the best. Like, we are even still in communication till now. They still ask me after the kids and all that. Like, we are still in communication. So I had help, and I knew I was not going to be getting that in Canada. So I wanted my baby to grow a little bit more. I wanted to work more too. Canada is not being so. I needed to save though, but like I say, everybody's story is not the same. If you need to travel, please travel immediately. Don't wait. In my own case, I took a big risk. So my COPR, my visa expired. Like I remember, I said if you remember my timeline, I did my medicals in on April 13, 2022. We added one more week. My medicals were expiring April 20, 2023. I traveled April 16, 2023. So I had just 3 days. We landed in Canada April 17, 2023. My COPR was expiring on April 20. Don't take that risk, please. I beg you in the name of God. But I did it because I wanted to be prepared. Is it helping me now? I am grateful. For me personally, I am grateful. I am grateful because I knew what to expect. Like I will keep saying it in my videos, guys. Canada is not heaven. I knew that I was going to come here, and because I didn't want my expectations to be dashed, I wanted to prepare myself. To disabuse your mind, it doesn't need to take long. If you have everything working for you, you have work experience, you are young, you have masters, jump into the pool already. It doesn't take so much time. COVID affected me, my age affected me. So I was 35 when I got I'll be 37 by the end of this year. I was 36 when I came into Canada. I had it when I was 35 last year. So if I can do it, you can do it too. So sorry, I didn't elaborate much on what Ontario did. So I did what they used to call it NOC back then, my NOC, or my profession. Why they picked me was because I'm in advertising. Anybody that is watching this will know that this is it. I studied mass communication. I've been doing advertising almost all my life. Advertising, marketing, and public relations. That is what my business really is. Like I consult for businesses. That is my field basically. That's what I've been doing. So I have work experience from there. I have referrals from there. I have my business registered in that field. So that's why Ontario called me, and my score was 458. So see the way God works and see the way things work. So Ontario calls you based on a margin. Sometimes if you have a very high score, they will not call you. If you have a very low score, they might not call you. So they have a margin they usually work with. That's why I said it was God. Everybody that I have talked to was like, to me, how did they pick you with 458? Like they never go down that low. But what do you call a miracle? This is a miracle. That's it. Like unemployed. I came in as self-employed, but I had everything registered. I have my papers and all that. I came in as self-employed. Thank God I was like, oh, I want IELTS. I want the perfect score. I want that one. If I did under IELTS and I had a very high score, my score might have been too high for Ontario to call me. So I was just where I was supposed to be. Like I look back every time and I was like, that was God. I'm not saying Canada is the perfect place, but whatever is success to you, if you find joy in it wherever you are and anything like that, take joy in it, rejoice in it. Everybody's definition of success is different. For me at this point, this is what I really wanted to do, and when it worked out, I have to thank God for it. So that's just it. Everybody's dream is not to migrate. If your joy is in Nigeria, fine. If your joy is in Canada, fine. If your joy is in the US, fine. If your joy is in the UK, fine. Choose your happiness, okay? Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Please, if you watched from the beginning of this video till the end, please drop a comment below because you need a special hug. Like you listen to me talk for how many minutes? I hope you feel anybody has a need to watch this video, please send this to them. This is one of my most requested videos since I came to Canada. You can do it. If I could do it, you can do it too. Okay, I'll see you in subsequent videos. Stay blessed. Bye.